And we are live. So, couple less people at the time of 8:30. So that is noted. We'll see what I can do to try and make it earlier in the future. So we are in February, and it's time to get going. As we spoke about last month. January is a bit of a quieter month, so is December. We sort of take a little bit of time out because we know it's a busy time for everyone, and it seems like a bit of a push for a lot of people from both sides of the fence. So February is where we start to see a little bit more momentum. So I'll talk a little bit about that, and also building online versus building in person. These are just some, a topic that is, that I've seen and talk to other leaders about, and wanted to share with you, about the pros and cons of these two ways of building your business. The Six Week Wellness Hub. So this is something that's been put together by Hayley Weesey and a bunch of other brilliant leaders in Australia, educating people about the benefits of lifelong vitality and some other aspects in health as well. So that's a great thing to jump onto and, and recommend to your customers and team who perhaps have just started on LRV or haven't tried LRV yet, and you get some really good support and guidance on some other health things too. Referral program. So the last 2 days I've been racking my brain over this referral program, speaking to Renee. She run everything past my business partner, and obviously get the approval and ideas. So I've got a bit of, I wanted to run something past you guys, see what you think, and talk a little bit about the Testimonials ebook, which I know I did speak about last month, but I want to get things underway there. Diamond Club incentive, so convention incentive, and upcoming events, and closing thoughts and questions and additions as always. So monthly wrap for January, like we touched on last month, and I did just now, January is probably the quietest month of the year. Thankfully, in December, we have our frankincense promo, and that kind of keeps people passionate about getting their free frankincense at the end of the year. Because if it wasn't for that, then people would all be caught up in the silly season, and we probably wouldn't hear boo from them in many ways. So in January, this is a time to reset, renew, get ready for school, get yourself organized. I still feel like I have so much organizing to still do. I'll eventually get there. Moving is big. And obviously a really good opportunity to write down some goals for 2020. So, my goals for 2020 to see you guys, move up through the ranks and continue to solidify your rank and your paycheck, and impact more lives, reaching out to new people and inviting them along to your classes and your groups, or our group and our classes, leveraging whatever it is you choose to make the most of what's on offer and 2020. So a question I had for you guys is, have you revisited your names lists and ranked your contacts? So this may be a new concept for you. But this is something that was a resource that was shared at our kickoff 2020 event, which was a doTERRA event, doTERRA sponsored event, pulled together by Hayley Weesey. Did the lion's share of the work, but we all chipped in with the presenting and bringing people along. And what we touched on, what we focused on, was really just revisiting this names list, and also ranking our names list as well, because you could have a huge names list, and we don't discount anybody, especially when we're first starting out. We write down everybody that we know on our names list, but we've also got a ranking system which may help prioritize how who we would be contacting first, who we want to be doing, going on this journey with, sharing and building the business. So you can see in the top right corner there, we have a key with we have 7 key points there. So you just give yourself or the people in your list a point for each of these keys. And the first point, are they female? Oh, shock horror, I must have been crossed off the list early. And do they have money? Do they have time and purpose? Are they aged between 30 to 55? Interest in natural things, and do they have business or sales experience? Are they socially influential, and do they have a supportive spouse? So, some of these things may sound very specific and quite blunt in their approach, but I guess it's really it's painting a clear picture and giving us some good guidance as to who might be our top priority on our names list that we're putting together. And some of your people in your names list might have 1 or 2 points. I think Renee made the point when she was presenting on her topic about the names list and generating more contacts, meeting more people, putting yourself out there. She only ticked 2 of those boxes, really, maybe 3. So it doesn't. They don't need to have all of the boxes ticked in order to reach out and contact these people. I've uploaded this Kickoff 2020 file to our Share Build group, and I highly encourage you to revisit your names list and write down at least 20 names and give them a ranking. And then, of course, we've got the next parts of the journey for these people. If listing their pain points, and actually inviting them along to a class, and then following through with the pipes. And this is a really simple way to gauge the journey and do the business. Really, this is the business in a nutshell on a piece of paper, which makes it super simple for yourself and to teach others. So if you guys feel that you'd benefit from doing a little Kickoff 2020 session of our own, I'm open to doing that. Please do let me know if you want to, and we'll get something underway. So the next thing that I wanted to touch on was building online versus building in person. So before I get started, I just wanted to make the point that there is no right and wrong way of doing things. It's purely your choice and your ability as well. Some of the points that I've made in this aren't really putting into consideration if you are someone with media and online media and marketing experience, and you've done that as a job, or you're passionate about it, or you're good at it, and you don't want to do more of it. You want to leverage that skill. So obviously, if you have that skill and you want to do more of it, then it kind of makes sense to have a stronger emphasis on building online. But it doesn't necessarily mean that should be the only way that you build your business. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that now. And like I said, this is just purely just based on my experience and experience from my own experience, because I can't have other people's experiences, my own experiences and observations of other leaders. So building online, this is a little bit of a, for and against, or, a pro and a con, or, consideration. So building online, potentially bigger reach. Yeah, of course. The internet, let's use that, that opportunity to reach more people. Absolutely. I think one of the biggest pitfalls there is people will go out and they'll create a public Facebook page. They'll post a couple of events and a couple of Facebook posts on their page, and they'll get a couple of maybe a couple of hundred followers if they're lucky, or 10, 20, 50, whatever. And feel a bit deflated when they don't get the results, because really what the results are that you want in this business is to invite people to learn, and then invite people to enroll with a wholesale account and a kit. So you can post until you're blue in the face, and you can build a big audience, which does take a lot of time and often money. For paid advertising and various other things, or perhaps a website that ranks high in Google. The people that I've seen leverage their contact list or network that have risen through the ranks quickly. And let's just use the example of Alice Nichols right now. She worked on her network and her creating her contact list for 3 to 5 years before she even started doTERRA. I think it was 3 years. And look, she did a great job at doing that. And she's worked hard at that, building that online audience. So this is why she was able to leverage that network and potentially have a bigger reach. Yeah. It takes time, is what I'm saying. It takes time to get that potential reach. It doesn't just happen straight away. So another pro, you can work from anywhere. Yes, you can work from anywhere, but you do rely on your technology. So if your technology isn't working, then neither are you. Just a consideration there. And also you can work from anywhere. You can work from home, but sometimes it can be really distracting from home. It's hard to get focused. Speaking from experience here, at the moment, a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old working from home, it has its challenges. So it's not all just blue skies and rainbows. You have to put some boundaries in place. So you can also duplicate systems for teams to leverage. So one thing I've always done is when I put things together, I always have the intention for others to be able to easily duplicate what I do and leverage what I've created. So whether it be a earn your oils for free little trifold flyer, something that can be customized easily online, or perhaps like a mentoring program, or the Testimonials eBook that we're going to be talking about soon. I always have in mind the people in the team who want to customize their own version, make it their own, and to be able to do it easily as well. You want to make it as easy as possible. If you don't know how to do this, then this is something that is a bit of a skill and takes time. I'm not claiming to be a professional at it, because the systems that I have created with duplication in mind, they haven't always duplicated as much as I would have loved them to. I'll use the spoil promos as an example, and that's they're no longer as effective as what they used to be. But I created it on a platform, and I put a lot of thought and effort into using a platform that could be easily duplicated. Now, that didn't really happen. People leveraged that system but didn't duplicate it. So it may not always turn out as you plan, in short. You don't have to work as hard. Mega myth. I believe, arguably, you have to work harder, longer, and on technology than what if you just kept it really simple and you did face-to-face one-on-ones and small classes. Yeah, so it just depends on how much time, effort, and the skills that you have that you want to leverage in working online versus face-to-face. So with Zoom and YouTube and all the other platforms around, and I know we're connecting right now over Zoom, and I love Zoom, but really, you cannot replace the personal connection. When we come together at convention or at one of our training days or a class or a social event, whatever it is, there's a special connection there, and you don't get that online. You can't duplicate that when you're sitting knee to knee with somebody, especially somebody with genuine health concerns, to be able to hold their hand, place the oils in their hand, go through that ceremony of demonstrating and showing them and guiding them how to use oils, how to get the most out of them, and potentially change their lives. You can't do that online. And use the online tools, but you still need to get face-to-face. This is a key difference, and one of the things that I've noticed in the greater community, not in our team, but in the greater doTERRA community, people that have built their business online and don't have the personal connection so much, it's harder to sustain, because those connections, those relationships they're different. They're not as genuine. They're not as solid as a connection that's formed face to face. So building in person, anyone can do it, and I just want to accentuate that I'm not saying one is better than the other, because it may seem that I'm like, when I go through these points, that building in person is the only way. I don't think that's the case, and we'll summarize this at the end. So building in person, anyone can do it, and as long as you focus on building that courage to invite people. And this is the topic I spoke on at the Kickoff 2020 event on Saturday, was inviting. If we're not inviting, then we're not getting anywhere. That's our number one key skill. And that's why it's the first thing that Renee and I say to people when they want to share or build a business. We say, okay, well, let's host a workshop, or let's do a class together. And we're going to need to invite some people. So that really throws the cat amongst the pigeons and sorts out the people who have the courage and are able to actually invite people along to events. Because if we can't invite people to either come to a one-on-one or a class or an event, then it's going to be tough, right? So that's our number one skill, in my opinion, that we need to be working on, to get the courage to invite people along. We do it all the time. It's no different to just inviting somebody to learn a little bit more about essential oils. I was thinking about you and the health concern that your challenge with at present. I feel that these oils could really help. I'm running a class on that on this date. You should come along. You could really benefit from the information. It's easy for anyone to be able to duplicate doing face-to-face. So this is something that we really focused on in Diamond Club, and this is why I say Diamond Club was a foundation in growing our business, because we, in the second year, we put a real focus on teaching our leaders how to run a class and a one-on-one successfully. And we did that by doing it with them and slowly introducing them to running classes on their own until they were confident enough to take the reins and do it on their own and add their own flair and energy as well. It's way easier to show someone how to do this and you know, how to support over the phone than it is on how to do that online in general. I'm going to say that is the case. Personal connection, we touched on that. I won't go into that again. You just, you don't get the same effect being online. So it can be very simple, and I just accentuated can be very simple, because sometimes we can make things a little bit overcomplicated in any aspect of our life. So just keep it simple. All you need is that essential collection kit box, so people can see what the oils that they're going to receive. Right, they want to be able to see and smell and taste and apply, try the oils that they're going to receive. So those 10 oils is what I focus on in my classes. They'll also get the fractionated coconut oil. Sorry, you also want to have fractionated coconut oil, and it's a common one as well to add to their initial enrollment order, because we want to be able to use our oils safely topically. Our reference book, just to show that we're not the expert. The book's the expert, the oils are the star, and we are purely just the medium. We're just the communicator. We're just sharing the power of the oils, right? Sharing our experiences. So very simple, just to have those couple of things, and the more simple you keep it, and the more you focus on what other people, what they need, and sharing your experiences and stories, the more effective your classes are going to be. So we also touched on building the lasting relationships. This is a brain dump. So obviously my brain brought this back to surface in the previous slide, and there's a little bit of a double up there. So once again, I'm not going to go into that too much, but it's very easy to dismiss online invites like Facebook events, for instance. So we really focused at this Kickoff 2020 event on the weekend about the importance of the personal invite, to actually pick up the phone, or even text message someone and say, hey, have you got time for a quick call? If you can't get in contact with the phone, that's a really good strategy, because it's really easy to be dismissive of a Facebook event. Like, there's that many that I don't even look at them, really, to be honest, Facebook events. So if you want to invite me to an event, make sure you PM me and say, hey, Byron, there's this event, you'd actually be interested, come along. So yeah, it's harder to dismiss, it's easier to dismiss that online invite versus a personal invite of being, hey, come along with me, let's go check this out, or come along to my event. There's way more accountability and connection with that type of invite. Okay, so in summary, do a bit of both. Balance is always the key, pretty much in every aspect. It's always a bit of balance, right? We have an online ordering system, our doTERRA shopping cart. It's online. It's a web-based business, so it kind of makes sense that we're going to utilize technology to share information, to communicate with people, to stay in contact with people, to utilize this tool that we've got, but not necessarily rely on that tool to make new connections. I feel that's the biggest differentiation between building online versus building in person, and maybe the biggest misconception of it's easy to attract new people online. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work. It's so much easier to do it in person and then personally invite them to join your online community. Yeah, and you've got that solid connection. So there has been some, recently, especially one person in particular, Natalie Blackburn, who's a Blue Diamond, who has recently quit doTERRA. And she built her business entirely online. What I see with these people that have built their business entirely online that, rapidly grow, they also have, a bit of a rapid descent as well, because they haven't made that personal connection. I know for a fact that Natalie Blackburn, and I've got nothing against Natalie Blackburn, had never done an intro class face to face. Now, I think that's quite special. That's unique. It's incredible that she could do that. But to build a business to Blue Diamond and then turn around and quit, I think that's giving us a little bit of a realization or a taste of the reality of how dismissive some of those relationships may be online, and that might not be the case for everybody, but I do see this happen, and that's just one example. It has happened in other ways. People who have built online. Last year, at the start of the year, there was a lot of people in the greater outside Pure Oils community that were coming to events and saying, "Oh my God, the sky is falling and people are dropping off, blah blah blah," and nobody's enrolling, etc. And to be honest, we didn't really notice that, and I feel that is because we had more face-to-face, genuine relationships and contacts with our people. One of the key differences. You can't be personal with your communication when you build online. Yes. So compliance, when we start our Facebook page and we start, posting to the world, all of our wisdom and experiences and what you can use the oils for, we have to be really careful with our language when it comes to compliance, especially in a public forum. I'm a bit more open in our group forum because I basically filter everybody, that comes into that group. They're either part of our team, or I know them and they've personally asked if they can join and just join in the fun and soak up the content. But when you're face to face, that's when you once again can truly be so open and clear and paint a more of a picture, just even like vibrationally, with the emotion and the body language and everything about that face-to-face connection is going to come across so differently in comparison to lavender pieces, soothing and calming, put it on your feet, on the internet, versus I really struggled with stress and anxiety. I lay in bed to early hours of the evening with my mind just constantly circling. The chatter just wouldn't stop. And then I discovered some mindful practices, body consciousness, and I also applied lavender peace on the bottoms of my feet every night, 2 to 3 drops. And I started to sleep, feel energized, manage stress and rest, and feel amazing. So you can really paint the picture when it's face to face. Another little tip is once again, keep it simple and limit your time on technology. It can be really consuming. Technology can also be really addictive and unhealthy as well. Not just to mention the EMF side of technology, but also just to you might get caught up in the likes and the comments and the backwards and forwards on social media and all that sort of stuff, and it can be a little bit all consuming. So if you're going to go down this path and include it in your business, or lead with online, then just create the real solid boundaries so it doesn't take over your life. Does anybody have any questions on that topic at all? Otherwise, we'll move right along. Okay, so 6-week wellness hub. What is it? So this is something that's been put together by Hayley Weesey with a bunch of other amazing leaders from Australia who are talking on those topics that we can see there: eat well, move well, sleep well, live well, think well, be well. And it has a key focus. One of the requirements to actually join the 6 weeks of wellness hub was to purchase the Lifelong Vitality in January and the start of Feb. So we have, it's the 4th today, so you've got 2 more days to get your Lifelong Vitality. And look, there's going to be some leniency around that anyway. So even if it's before the 15th, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then fill in that wellness application, which you can see the link for there. And it's in our in our support group and in our public page as well. So, you can get that link there. Once you've filled out that form, that application form, then you get given a password and a link to join the closed group. And that's where it's all happening. That's where the girls are sharing their wisdom in the content that they're sharing, the guidance that they're providing. And you're free to go and look at that and learn from what's been provided. So I think this is a really good opportunity to learn from some people in the greater community, and I'm so glad that they're making it open to the greater community. And I will contribute at some point. I'm not sure where. Might just even comment and support along the way. So if you guys are in there and asking questions, then I'll be there as well with you. And of course, having my Lifelong Vitality pack as well. So I encourage you guys to perhaps invite people in your teams who are just trying LRV, just getting started on LLV, and would benefit from the information that's shared in this group. And it's not, the kickoff for Jody Nella is actually, the 5th of Feb, so tomorrow, not today, which I've got the date wrong there for. Okay, so moving on to our referral program. So I asked some of our ranking leaders what they felt would be best to prioritize on a couple of things that I wanted, some ideas that I had for 2020, with the sole intention to invite some new people into our community, touch the lives of more people with these oils, and make it really simple for the casual sharer and loyal customer to refer a friend and earn. So this is going to be, I'm going to run this for 4 months. as the trial. Sorry, I just skipped back a couple of slides there. Sorry about that. With the intention to share a couple of other oils in the the following month. So in March, from memory, we're looking at Clary Calm, and then in April, Aroma Touch, and then in May, looking at Lavender Peace. So progressively, those oils are getting a little bit more exciting in terms of value there as we progress along. But I wanted to keep this really, really simple for all of our customers and sharers to be able to leverage. That's the intention. It's targeted towards our customers and our loyal sharers. So you guys feel free to share this with your teams. And once I've posted this in our share build group, in our support group, please feel free to copy it, post it in your own groups, post it in your emails, and communicate it face-to-face, in person, to your people. That when you refer a friend and you fill in just a simple little form, and when the person you refer, when they enroll, then you're going to get a free bottle of Balance. You also have the opportunity, and like I said, I was racking my brains when I was trying to come up with a good referral system that works for everybody, right? Because it needs to be achievable by Renee and I, because we're the ones that are going to be providing these oils to the referees. What also came to mind is, hey, doTERRA actually is a referral system already. So I wanted to shine the light on what doTERRA already does, and that is where you earn 20% of the PV value of of the people that you enroll. So when somebody does 100, the referrer, if they do 100 PV rewards order in the month that their referral enrolls, they're going to get 20% of the PV value in cash that they can spend on product or choose to withdraw and put into their bank account. But that is optional. They don't have to do that. And you could be the personal enroller and do all the work. That is also the intention of this program as well, is to make it really easy for the customer and the casual sharer, and refer people to active leaders, active leaders that are actually enrolling people and doing wellness consults. So let's just see how this goes. I'm excited to see how this is leveraged, and the feedback that we get. I'm sure there'll be lessons along the way, because we haven't really done a referral system like this before. We've done a referral system for our sample groups, but not purely just for enrollments and getting free oils. So I'm more than open to feedback on this. Please let me know what you think, and you can PM me or email me, up to you. Okay, so before I fall asleep, because I'm fading, I shouldn't have put so many calming oils on today. I actually put passion on before this presentation. That's making me feel really relaxed. Renee, I'm coming to bed. Testimonials ebook. Like I said, I've touched on this a little bit already, but it's go time. February is go time. I am going to be posting prizes and a call out for the 10 common oils and our 5 other faves. This is kind of based on our 15 favorite essential oils document that you may or may have not seen, which gives people some guidance. So, sticking to that, around 15 oils with a focus on now 10 common oils that are in the Essential Collection and the Home Essentials Kit. I want to collect some testimonials, some life-changing testimonials in preparation for TGA compliance for these oils in convention. So I hope to have it finished by convention. So, even at convention, when we get the news of TGA compliance and have a bit more clarity about what we can and can't say about these products, we're ready to go. So keep your eyes peeled over the coming days. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to be posting something in our social media channels, namely the Pure Oil support group. And I'll also do a mail out to our customers and sharers and builders, and just be asking for some testimonials. And when you give a testimonial, then that gives you an entry into a prize draw. And there's going to be a prize draw each week. And I'm hoping to choose 3 of testimonials from each of those oils. I'm also thinking that we probably need to open this to some usage ideas as well, like recipes and things like that, to really create a fantastic ebook. And this is something that Karen, you actually shared that idea with me. So I reckon we should roll with that. Maybe collect some testimonials and recipes and have a couple of each. And like I was saying before, always have the intention for you guys to be able to leverage the platforms that these things are created. So you can make it your own. You can leverage our platform, the Pure Oils platforms, our support group and everything that we put together. But I still want you to feel like you can add your own flair and flavor as well. So I'll make sure that you can easily customize it with your own branding. Of course, have your own contacts and everything like that in that ebook that you can give to new and existing people. And that's a really fantastic way to be able to empower and encourage people to just get more out of their oils and share the amazing testimonials that we have, right? Like, it's kind of been a bit hard with compliance to share some of these stories in a medium or a platform apart from a face-to-face or a class. But with TGA compliance, I really want to be able to use this opportunity to be able to get more of a reach with the power and potential of the oils. So keep your eyes, guys, out for the next 15 weeks and collecting those testimonials starting tomorrow. So just a little thing on Diamond Club. Just wanted to congratulate Alicia Wenner, Jill Ford, Margie Humphreys, and Vicky Drennan for all saying yes to Diamond Club and being accepted. This program it's a real privilege, a real opportunity to rapidly grow your business, and I highly recommend it to everybody. I've always banged on about it, saying this is how we grew to Diamond. We actually, we just got in there and just went for it. And as Eric Waugh says, to make it big in network marketing, and I feel this is pretty much in any aspect of life, there's a certain level of obsession required, and Diamond Club is one of those periods where you are just completely focused on Diamond Club and there's nothing else but Diamond Club in your world. So these girls, they really need our support and encouragement along the way for the next 4 months. and we can't wait to see you get as much as you hope and desire out of a Diamond Club that you deserve as well. So congratulations, girls. We look forward to seeing you shine brightly. So our February events and promos. Once again, we have the 20% off enrollment kits. Now, this is a really good opportunity to leverage our referral promo with the enrollment promo of 20% off. Because not only, this can be, a win-win situation in February. The person who enrolls get 20% off, and then the referee, they get the free balance. Now, I've also given the referee the opportunity to gift that to the person that they're referring as well. So if they would prefer to do that, they've got enough balance, then they can gift that or pass that on to the person they're referring. I thought that was a cool little touch. Free product of the month, Forgive. How generous is that? It's this is a really generous free product when you do your 125 PBLRP on or before the 15th of the month. To get the free Forgive is awesome. So remember to remind people about this. And some other upcoming events that we have coming up. We have Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be doing a Valentine's Day sensuality webinar on the 13th of Feb. So feel free to join and invite, as always. That webinar will be talking about some blends and how to get some lovin' on Valentine's Day. Also going to be doing an intro, and you guys may have seen the events calendar for the year. I wanted to get a bit of a solid routine into those monthly events that we're holding, where at the start of the month we do a themed event, and then towards the end of the month we do an intro event. So as always, highly encourage you to invite people along to these events. So your new people, we generally invite them to come to our introductory webinars or classes. And I will be doing these face-to-face and online, like I was previously doing in Wombrel. Just invite people along. If this is, you're not finding the time and space to do this yourself, this is part of the reason why I'm running these classes, is for everybody to be able to take advantage of. Now, at the end of the month, I'm thinking of possibly coming down to the coast to do a couple of events with you guys to get reconnected, do a aroma touch or symphony of the cells sharing day, where we just get together and share aroma touch treatments and symphony of the cells, and perhaps even do another and also hang out. I was thinking of maybe doing Bamboo Buddha or something like that, which is a beautiful venue, and maybe even doing another more leader focused training day on one of those 2 days. So if you would like to do this, I've already had a couple of people who said, yes, this sounds awesome, let's totally do it. Then please let me know, and I'll put a little call out in our groups and amongst the team to see what you would like to do. So I'd love to catch up with you guys. Just wanted to talk a bit about the Melbourne Convention incentive. Haven't had many people sign up for this. I don't know if it's because it's in Melbourne, or maybe you're feeling a little bit scared about the requirements, but I just wanted to remind you that there is absolutely nothing to lose in registering for this incentive. The biggest risk that you take is that you have half or all of your ticket costs reimbursed to you in cash at the event. But there is a slight change in this incentive, which you may not know about. And that is, if you haven't hit your highest rank for 6 months, let's just say you were an elite 6 months ago or over 6 months ago, and you haven't hit that for 6 months, and then you return to elite in between January and the end of March, then you qualify for the incentive. And that's the same for each rank. So it could be Premier, you haven't hit for over 6 months, silver, gold, whatever. If you return to that rank, then I'm going to consider that a rank advancement. And you only have to hit it once, to have half your ticket paid, or if you hit it twice, then you get your full ticket paid. So, and then we've also included the cost of your partner as well. So, we know the power of the supportive partner. Come along and, check it out, see what's going on. You'll realize it's not just voodoo magic, and just connecting with the community. This is probably the best and biggest opportunity for guys to have that aha moment at doTERRA events. So sign up, nothing to lose, and join us in Melbourne, where you have shared accommodation. We always have fun, and really looking forward to going to the food capital of Australia with you guys. So is there any questions or additions at all from you guys? Feel free to ask questions or anything in the chat group, or take yourself off mute. Hey, Karen.
Hey, yeah, no, that's all good. I was just it was silent, so I just thought I'd say, no, there's no questions from me. That was awesome. Thank you. Yeah, good. Thanks, Byron. Thanks for your time.
No, my pleasure. All good. Sorry, I'm feeling a little bit tired. I can feel it coming across. I'm just like, whoa, this passion is really making me feel relaxed.
Yeah, it's funny. Karen said to me today, get out your passion. I've been using my motivate, get your passion. So I went and got some passion and put on. I actually didn't get tired though. So
yeah.
So yeah.
Maybe it's just getting late. I don't know. It's been a big day.
Think it's getting late. Yeah, it is getting late.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess then I'll fill in the space just quickly and just recap the offer that to refer somebody that enrolls with 100 PV for the free balance. Does that and so then what does that, so if they refer a friend and they enroll them, or they refer a friend for you to enroll, or either or? Is that how that works?
Well, referral is generally for somebody else to do the work, right? Mm-hmm. So they're basically referring somebody who wants to enroll, or who wants to know more, to somebody who is able to communicate and enroll and support them.
Yeah.
So that's the general idea there. And generally the person who is getting that referral will be the person who introduced them to doTERRA, or their closest upline sharer or builder, who is willing to actually take on that referral, do the enrollment, and support them, get them plugged into the community, etc.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, all good. My pleasure. So, and thank you so much for your idea as well about the recipes for the ebook. I think that'll be, really,
I'm excited.
Really great.
Yeah, I'm excited for that book. So my whole team, I know the other girls, that's what they're wanting as well. So yeah, that's going to be super cool, and I'll be making sure I plug them into the testimonials as well, and yeah, recipes. So are you asking for recipes as well? And also I did want to ask you the 5 other oils. So we're talking about balance, aroma touch.
So the 5 other oils will be balance, clary calm, smart and sassy, wild orange, and lavender peace.
Lavender peace.
Yep. And one of those might swap out for oregano or oregano, because the word on the street is that oregano is being replaced by copaiba in the home essentials kit. So yeah, we'll see. It's a bit of, it's good and bad, like everything. There's pros and cons.
Yeah.
So I'll put that call out for testimonials and recipes, and that'll be awesome. I'm stoked that you girls are keen to jump on board, and I can't wait to see what they have to contribute. It'll be really cool.
Well, you know, Karen will be right in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. It'd be awesome.
Beauty. Right. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. I also, just in closing thoughts, just a little bit of words of wisdom to end our evening together. So this is something that I see come up time and time again. It did used to come up for me and Renee in the early days as well, when we started sharing and building our business, creating our community. We had expectations of others, especially when those expectations weren't communicated. So we started communicating expectations and assumptions, and trying to rule them out as much as possible with some crucial conversations and some guidance that we put together in the success strategy document that we use in our game plan interview, when we're sitting down with people and saying, I'm here to help, but I'm not here to do this business for you. And if you want to be a diamond, then this is what you need to do. If you want to earn your products for free, then this is what you need to do. So this is something we've had to move through ourselves, and I see it come up, in our team, in other people's teams, in other leaders. And you've probably heard me talk about happiness is life without expectations, and also not taking things personally as well. So the next time you may feel deflated about a situation, with somebody in your team, or maybe even a customer or somebody outside of doTERRA in another aspect of your life, and you feeling pretty crap about it, just remember that happiness is life without expectations. And when we drop those expectations, then we remove the opportunity to get hurt, to take things personally. And it's not cold-hearted. It's purely just a great tool, a great opportunity for you to just let go and just unconditionally love and accept people for where they are. We do our best to try to close that gap in expectations and assumptions, so that's as clearly communicated as possible. But if we do feel that arise, which is just natural for us, when expectations aren't met, you'll feel that emotion, that disappointment come up. But it's so important that we move through that feeling, that emotion, and we don't push people away through the conveyance of disappointment when those expectations aren't met. That, I believe, is one of the key skills that you will learn in this business. That, and the courage to invite, I believe are the two biggest ones. And on that note, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Thanks, Kieran. I can see you've just wrote something. So nosy here, didn't want to unmute. Looking forward to convention. Awesome. Thanks, Karen. Great to have you along. And thanks, Wanda. I think you're listening in the background there.
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks, Byron.
No worries. All good.
Okay.
And yeah, our next meeting is on March the 3rd. How do you guys feel about this time? Is it too late, or is it?
It's not too late for me. It is. I feel Karen was going to hop on. Way too late for Kate because she starts at Sparrow's Fart in the mornings for her job. So yeah, I know it's hard for you though. That time, witching hour.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right in the middle. Yep. And it's different each day. Depends if Indy's had a sleep through the day or not.
And they know if you're begging for them to have a sleep, it's not going to, or not have a sleep. It just doesn't work out.
Yeah. I guess this time I can either do bed before or bed after. Yeah, so it is better for me, but yeah, it's so hard to please everyone. It is.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
At least we're recording it, and then it's once a month, so we'll see how we go anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you.
Thank you, Byron. Get to bed, Jessica.
Yes. I said that to Renee, and she never understands when I say it to her. She's too young to remember the ad.
Oh, okay.
Go to bed, Jessica.
At least somebody gets it, yeah.
I know, at least somebody gets my jokes. Has the same jokes as me.
Alrighty.
Cheers, Karen.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
See you, Wanda. See you, Karen. Bye.
Bye, everyone.